Walt claims to be doing all this illegal-ish for his family. So why wouldn't you just bite the bullet and take the charity for your family? What am I missing? What's up? It's Nikki. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be reviewing the first season of Breaking Bad, a series about a high school chemistry teacher who turns to selling drugs after he is diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer. Now, I'm late to the party, okay? I'm very late, but I am just now committing to watching the Breaking Bad series and the Breaking Bad movie. I have literally spent the last 100 years trying to avoid Breaking Bad spoilers, and now I get to enjoy the entire series spoiler-free, which might be a little unprecedented considering how old this show is. I have managed to avoid all spoilers like I don't know anything. This first season for me is near perfect. It did feel a bit short though at only 7 episodes. I love how this first episode opens up. What an introduction to a show. It's so good. I love the framing of the actor playing Walter White. I love how he is shot standing in the desert in his underwear with the gun in his hand, sirens blaring in the background. The desert backdrop is amazing. This scene is so absurd and dramatic. Great cinematography. I actually really like how they cut each episode in this way, with the opening shot giving us a clip of something from the episode. The actor who plays Walter White is simply amazing. This guy, I absolutely loved him on Seinfeld. He is one of my all-time favorite Seinfeld characters. The guy who plays Walter White played Tim Watley, the dentist who converted to Judaism for the jokes on Seinfeld. You have no idea how my people have suffered. The Jews? No, the dentist. He was so good. Tim Watley. I'm glad that the actor finally got his just due for this role. He was one of those Seinfeld characters that I was like, where is he? Why isn't he doing stuff? For me, this series does not work without spot-on casting for Walter White and Jesse Pinkman. Walter White as a character, so complex, so many contradictions. I am so curious how long exactly Walt will be able to keep up this secret double life, because Skylar, his wife, baby, don't miss a beat. Baby, don't miss a mother freaking beat. You hear me? Skylar know when Walt is lying before the fool even opens his dang mouth, okay? Really though, Skylar's character, in my opinion, isn't really given much to do, at least in this first season. I'm sorry, a pretty lackluster character for me, but she serves a great purpose in relation to Walt. Skylar serves as a tool to show us just how low Walter is falling. In this first season, Walt takes Skylar through hell. I mean, bruh, I wouldn't want to be his wife. The bomb of cancer is only dropped to get himself out of trouble. First of all, I'm very curious as to when he was going to finally, was he just going to pop up dead? This woman is almost 40 years old, pregnant, and has to face the reality of possibly losing her husband, the stress of everything he's doing to her. Walt withdraws, constantly disappears, lies to Skylar, and treats her like an idiot pretty much, because the fool don't even know how to lie well. I mean, Walt is a terrible lie child. At least give me the respect of treating me like I got a little common sense, like a little intelligence when you lie to me. My nigga, I know I heard your phone ring, okay? It really appears to me like he's dead to his family before the cancer even kills him, because Walter is no longer a family man. He becomes quickly disconnected from his wife and his son. You know, I really don't know how I feel about the Walter White character after season 1. I mean, you can't do something for your family at the detriment of your family. I mean, that just does not make any sense to me. At first, though, I was really feeling bad for Walter, right? But as the season unfolded, I found myself feeling less and less sympathetic for Walt. Y'all look. Child, Walter is terrible. Walter is terrible. Okay, so Jesse gets dragged into Walt's mess and pretty much tortured along the way. I mean, almost beat to death. Jesse is basically forced along the way. In my opinion, Walter is straight up using Jesse. I feel like that should be pretty much obvious. He could care less about the kid. Walt pulls Jess into this mess. Like, all the little conundrums and ish they get into is really Walter pulling Jesse into it. Yes, Jesse was already on drugs and selling them. However, Walt pulls him into a level he would not have ever been on. Walt drags Jesse into ish he would not have ever been involved in. Jesse would not have gotten caught up killing Crazy 8 and Emilio. Jesse would not have gotten involved with Tuco, who is pretty much the most typecast actor in Hollywood. But I love this actor. He's always really exciting to watch. Tuco is great, child. That was exciting. Now, not only does Walt not help Jesse, he ends up pulling Jesse further down, deeper into hell, so to speak. For Walt to make a deal with Tuco to get Jesse involved with Tuco. First of all, after Jesse warns him about getting involved with the man like that, but to make a deal with Tuco after he beat Jesse down, beat the nigga down bad. He ends up in the dang hospital. Like, he's beat so bad he in a hospital. It, to me, shows just how much Walt does not give a fuck about Jesse. I don't care about a little extra 15 grand he got. No, I don't want to do business with this man. I just got beat down. Walter does not care how any of this impacts Jesse or kind of his family, really. Now, child, Jesse is an idiot. But I have moments of feeling empathetic towards his character, especially when they show him with his family. It does humanize his character because he was kind of just a joke to me. Not much is revealed, but I feel like there might be more to Jesse than meets the eye, more to him and his family dynamic. When Jesse goes to stay with his parents and he takes the blame for a J that belongs to his little brother, but then when the brother wants it back, he pours it out, stomps on it. For me, this was the first glimpse of kind of a human Jesse, if that makes sense, of him being a decent human being, not just kind of a joke, a caricature. The actor is amazing because Jesse is obnoxious. He's an idiot and could easily just be a caricature, but the actor really brings a humanity to the character. I'm really excited to see where they go with Jesse Pinkman, the character. I'm excited to see his character arc. I mean, will Jesse have any kind of growth? Will Walt end up getting Jesse killed? Because that's what I'm foreseeing. Because Tuco could have killed the boy. Will Jesse go to jail? Because, I mean, there will be consequences, right? I feel like that's obvious, but I would assume that Walt gonna be dead from cancer. I mean, what, he got like 6 months to live or something? Right? And Jesse gonna still be here. I mean, I would think Walter White, child, nah. I don't know how the masses feel about this character. Like I said, I done spent the last 100 years trying to avoid spoilers from Breaking Bad, so I'm not really familiar with the audience view on a lot of these characters and events. But I'm not clear on where the audience is supposed to stand when it comes to Walter White. I mean, is he hero, villain, anti-hero? Walter is this passive family man, teacher, genius, but the man's ego is freaking insane. Y'all, his ego, Jesse is a street smart one, right? And I use that term very loosely because he's a motherfucking idiot. But Walter doesn't even listen to him really when that's what he's there for. Bro, how you making drug deals? How the hell is Walt making drug deals, yo? But look, that for me was insane. I can't say how I feel about his character, the Walter White character, though. Like, I gotta see more unfold. I'm also not sure how the masses feel about Skylar. I would assume she would be the sympathetic character to the audience. I mean, Walt is literally putting his family in danger taking Sky through all kind of hell and stress when she freaking pregnant, and I'm thinking a high risk pregnancy because of her age. But y'all, the writers put Skylar on my bad side during the scene when she gets the family together to pressure Walt into getting treatment. This pretty much just shifted for me. I was like, F Sky. I was like, I'm on F Skylar's train. That scene really riled me up and made me kind of disgusted with Skylar. I'll get into that later though. Okay. But I was feeling so bad for Walt when he spoke at the little intervention about just everything he was saying about not wanting to really live life and how he's never made his own choice, or not really live life, you know, because the treatment messes you up. Seeing him at that part-time job, washing his student car, I was all down for Walt, right? I was on Walt's side. Hank making jabs at him on his own birthday. Hank and Walt, bruh, how you clown me on my own birthday? It just seemed like Walter gets no respect at all. You could tell he did not even want a surprise party. And I have no clue how you don't know your husband well enough to know that. Then, when Skylar trying to, yada yada, Walt in bed on his birthday night, I was like, that scene, child, I was like, Walter, this your life, bro? If I was him, I would have had to be like, cause you not talk, Skylar girl, that's how you talk in bed? Like, girl, that's your dirty talk, child. Girl, just don't. Skylar, don't. My G, that's how y'all made that baby? I could not. That scene was... Walt was just constantly disrespected by Hank, his boss, his wife, the boss at the car wash, who got on my nerves talking about I'm short-handed. What am I supposed to do? Bruh, hire people, fool. That's what you supposed to do. You better go hold some interviews. Bruh, look, that whole thing was a mess. And I actually had a real life story when I had a job like that. But anyway, basically, my point is I could understand why Walt would finally snap or want to escape from his life, want to escape from who he had become. Because for me, there was much more allure and draw to cooking for Walt than just money for his family, child. Like, no, I'm not buying that. But as the season progressed, I changed my opinion. I ended up changing my mind about being on Walt's side. I stopped feeling bad for him. I did. 9 ounce. When Walt goes to meet Tuco, right, after Jesse gets beat the hell down, because he got beat the down. Great scene. But I was feeling like Walt enjoys this ish. This scene was so freaking good, y'all. The pause after Walt says, you got one thing wrong. This is not meth. The pause, the tension, the angle that it shot, the explosion. I feel like I didn't even recognize Walt in this scene. I was like, okay, Heisenberg. Like, that's the name he said in that scene. But I'm telling y'all, Walt like this ish. I am so curious to see where this character goes throughout the series, because I get the feeling that if money was no object, Walt would not stop cooking. If the doctor said to Walt, we made a mistake, you do not even have cancer, you are 100% healthy, Walt would not stop cooking. He liked this ish. I'm telling you, well, I don't know for sure, but that's my speculation. But I stopped feeling so bad for Walt, because really, the only person to blame is himself. His life and what he has done with his life is the result of his own choices, and the wife is overbearing like a mofo, but giving up your choice, giving your choice away to others is still making a choice. But y'all, is Walt really doing all this for his family? Or for the power, for the control, for how it makes him feel? These things that go down makes Walt stereotypically feel like a man, from my perspective. That's why he yada yada's his wife the way he did, a way he never has before, as Scott said, because he feels like a big dog now. You know what I mean? Like he getting a little mojo. Okay, so this is only season 1, but I'm feeling like Walt might be a bit of a villain in the story. I don't know, y'all. I can't call it, but that's the vibes. I mean, look at the decisions that Walt does make. He claims he don't get to make decisions, but look at the ones he do make. And first of all, Walt will not accept the job or charity from his rich friend for his family, but he will cook and get involved with crazy, murderous, dangerous drug dealers for his family. Child, the math not mathing. Nah, I do get his reaction to Skylar trying to manipulate the situation with the rich guy, with having Elliot offer him a job and reveal the cancer when Walt didn't want nobody to know. I personally don't like to feel like I'm being forced or pressured to do something. It will only make me do the exact opposite, child. I get it. I get that you want to do stuff of your own free will and don't want charity, but Walt claims to be doing all this illegal-ish for his family. So why wouldn't you just bite the bullet and take the charity for your family? What am I missing? I have always felt like people who are passive like Walt are just a ticking time bomb, which Walt obviously was. He has these random childish outbursts like when he tells Skylar to get from out his ass. I mean, valid. True. But there is a way to say things and handle stuff. Walter holds everything in and then he lashes out childishly. When Walt tells his boss F you and quits his part-time job, same cycle of behavior. Knocking all that stuff down as he's walking out of the car wash was the equivalent of a child having a tantrum if you ask me. But what's interesting for me is the fact that Walt is not passive in his dealings with Jesse and that whole world of cooking and stuff that he delves into. Walter is definitely much more assertive, bossed up, dominant, and even bucks up on Psycho behind Tuco after he put a lit cigarette out on his tongue, mind you. But Walt can't stand up to his wife and his brother-in-law. The dynamics of Walter and his family versus the dynamics of Walter and Jesse is really fascinating to me. There's just the whole world he in with Jesse, really just all together. I also understand the psychology of, look, Walt facing his own mortality and how that is impacting his behavior and impacting his decisions. But if you ask me, Walt is enjoying Breaking Bad. I really hope they reveal, though, why Walt did not do more with his life and more with his genius. The way he was praised and the guy was talking about him when he went to Elliot party. I mean, why wouldn't you become a college professor? All that genius to become a high school teacher. No disrespect to the high school teachers, child. I would love to understand the logic and process of that decision. Also, why he didn't end up rich with Elliot. But anyway, I love the central theme of morality and how it applies to the central characters. I love how the themes are explored. For me, you can't paint these characters, the central characters, as strictly good or strictly bad, right? Hank, for example, DEA agent, man of the law. You would think he would be just labeled strictly good. I don't think so. He makes these odd racial comments, jokes, whatever the hell, child. He has a very warped and morbid way with human beings being killed because those humans are bad guys, scumbags, drug dealers. It's like he does not see them as humans, some of which, y'all, sorry, I took a peek at the first few episodes of season 2, so I'm kind of culminating that with my assessment of Hank because, you know, I saw the first 2 episodes of second season, but even how Hank treats the meth head girl, that was pretty disgusting to me. It's also interesting how Hank views Walt, right? And how he treats Walt versus how he views drug dealers. But how will Hank paint Walt if he knew the truth? Like, where does the morality scale come into play with that? Then we have Walter Whitechild, who easily tumbles down the rabbit hole and seems to enjoy Breaking Bad. The moral dilemma Walt has of whether or not to kill Crazy 8 or let him go. They sit and have a very just human conversation, human interaction. It feels like an innocent and authentic interaction, right? But just as Walt is convinced to let Crazy 8 go, he realizes that he is hiding a piece of the broken plate to attack him with. Now, Walt has now murdered someone, is lying to his wife, cooking, etc., but for a good cause for his family. I just feel like the lines of who is good and versus who is evil are extremely blurred with these central characters. The morality of our characters, good person versus bad person, to me is very nuanced. And it's just not black and white. And I feel like that's displayed really well in this show because humans are capable of doing good and they're capable of doing bad. Well, I said they like I'm not one of them, but y'all get what I'm saying. As we see with Walt and Jesse, we get such duality and contradiction when it comes to their standard of morality. Walt and Hank have a conversation where Walt says how it's funny, how we draw the lines of what's illegal, what isn't. This was a good conversation and I feel like speaks to the tone of the show. I personally don't feel that laws necessarily match up with morality, but of course Hank, a man of the law, I mean, slavery was legal, it wasn't moral. Also, laws change, morality does not, in my opinion. Hank made great points though as well in that conversation. I like Hank. I don't like how he treat Walt. I'm ready for Walt to go off on Hank. You hear me? But I hope they do something really interesting and exciting with the Hank character. I like his character, and I feel like they could really do something great with that character. Hank and Walt is giving me Deb and Dex vibes only in the essence of you law enforcement and the person you closest to is involved in illegal law-breaking activity, bro. When you gonna see it? Deb working on the Bay Harbor Butcher case, which the culprit was Dex. Hank working on this Crazy 8 disappearance case, the purely cooked case, etc. And the culprit being his brother-in-law. Like, is Hank going to ever figure out the truth about Walt? I'm so hyped. It's killing me. I'm hyped to know how that is going to play out. Walt Jr., pretty useless character, and so is Marie. Sorry. I could care less about her shoplifting child, and my opinion across the board with kids and main characters, keep them in the background. Keep them in the background. Don't give them too many lines like, we don't care. Sorry, but I just don't give a ish. I be calling Walt Jr. Skylar Jr. though, because the little dialogue he be getting on my motherfucking nerves. When Walt Jr., Skylar Jr., talking to Walt about how he don't want treatment and he calling him the P word and saying, just effing die then. I'm like, okay, Skylar Jr., calm down. Like, what the hell? Like, who talk like that? Now, Skylar for me is pretty useless, at least in season 1. I didn't really care about her character, yay or nay, honestly. However, when she gets everyone together for this intervention for Walt to go to treatment, to get treatment, that scene, my nigga, that scene is when she got on my last nerves and I was like, okay, I can't with her. Like, I can't. I'm confused as to what the audience was supposed to feel towards Skylar with this scene. Like, y'all want us to hate her? Because y'all did good. She was much more fun when she was on Seinfeld. Like, this was, I mean, I'm not bullying my loved one into treatment. It's their body, their life, their decision. And the way she went about it was just so ugly. She was more fun on Seinfeld. Like, y'all, the way Skylar flips out when Marie says she thinks that Walt should do whatever he wants, that he is the one with cancer. Oh, okay, Scott. So you didn't actually want everyone to be honest and say how they feel. You just wanted everyone to agree with you and help you bully Walt into treatment. Okay, girl, I got it. Skylar pretty much yells at Hank and Marie and tells them to get out because they aren't siding with her and doing what she wants them to do. After her whole spiel about getting feelings, let's talk. No, bitch, you don't want to talk? I don't know. This scene tainted how I feel about Skylar. Like, I can't with Skylar. Like, I can't. I actually tried to get into Breaking Bad years ago when the pandemic first started and I didn't have issues to do with my life, child. I was just home. And this scene made me start watching the show because Skylar got on my nerves like that bad. This scene for me was just so disgusting. I'm sorry. This is not how you treat someone you love. You do not... It's not even her wanting him to have treatment. It's just you don't bully and manipulate and force and browbeat your loved one into submitting to you. It was just how she handled it, how she talked to Marie. Like, Then how she treats Hank and Marie because they didn't agree with her. Like, come on, man. And then all the ish she was talking, and then you just flip out on them. The way she used Walt's son and unborn daughter to manipulate him in the treatment, y'all. Come on now, bro. That's so ugly. That's so ugly. That's so. Don't you want to see your daughter grow up? Treatment or not, I might not see my daughter grow up. Why would you say that? I was just like, yo, I could never like this character. Like, I can't. Also, when she goes to Jesse's house, child, how you open my motherfucking gate, come up on my motherfucking property, and tell me don't touch you? Like, what? Y'all, I just could not with Skylar. Skylar was on my last nerves, man. I couldn't stand her facial expressions. Having your husband confide in you about something and ask you not to tell nobody, but you put him in a position to have to tell people, it's a violation. Period. It's a violation. Telling Elliot when he didn't want people to know, it's a violation. Skylar's attitude at the baby shower when Marie gives her that stupid tiara for the baby, yeah, it's an absurd and useless gift for a baby, especially a baby being born to a household. We ain't really got no funds, child. But why not just take the thing gracefully? Like, I don't understand. I don't know, y'all. There was just so much her character started doing that was just really irking my nerves. But anyway, Walt and Jesse, the team that don't want to be a team. Oh, and Jesse still calling Walter Mr. White like he's still in the classroom. It's hilarious to me. Every time he said Mr. White, I don't know, I be dying. The tone of this show is like kind of dark comedic to me. Child, Jesse and Walt are bumbling idiots. When they are in the bathroom kicking each other, fighting over the drugs, child, because Jesse want to get high and Walt is like, no. Look, that's it. They just be looking so foolish. They looking like fools. So much with these two is just so freaking foolish. And I just be like, putting acid in the bathtub? Like, come on now, who don't know that, bro? Carrying a barrel instead of rolling it? Who don't know? When Crazy 8 escapes and Walt is driving and see him walking down the street and he stick his head out talking about, hey, you. Wow, like what? Bruh. Jesse in the store trying to climb into the dang plastic bin. They just do such idiotic stuff, but it's such realism though. This is just such a well-made show, but I'm not hugely impressed with the ensemble cast. I mean, I'm not even mildly impressed, honestly. Marie is such a weak character. I'm more entertained by Jesse's little bum-ass friends than Marie. Like, for real. But the dialogue is really engaging. It's such a great display of an array of just emotional depth, great moments of tension, realism, spot on dark comedic tones. Now, I am not yet on board with people who feel like this is one of the best TV shows of all time. I always see it on those lists. There are just way too many flaws in the show for me to say that, at least at this point. In order to get the title of one of the best shows of all time, in my opinion, you need a stellar ensemble cast / characters, which for me, this show does not have. But it is only season 1. It's only season 1, child. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I have that like suspense I had when I first saw Dexter, the suspense of how long can this possibly stay a secret from the people closest to Walter White. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched until the end. If you like my content, please make sure you support my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you will be alerted when I post TV show and movie reviews. And also, as I continue covering Breaking Bad, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.